Man City 4, Liverpool nil, and what a huge result that was for both sides, to be honest, especially Man City. Going into this game, they'd been on an unbelievable run, and this is exactly what they've needed to do in order to get close to Arsenal, really. Whether they can actually get close enough to Arsenal, who knows, potentially not. But everyone was saying that this year's City isn't the same as prior year's City, in which Man City just go on an absolute run after Christmas and they just become pretty much unbeatable. And that is kind of what's happened so far this year. Everyone was saying that couldn't happen this year for Man City. This isn't the same team. And yeah, maybe it isn't the same team, but they're still doing the same thing. Today's performance was unbelievable from so many players. So many players. I really rate James Trafford in goal. He didn't have loads to do today. Obviously saved the penalty very well. But I think he's been really good in the games that he's played for Man City. There hasn't been much of a drop-off between him and Donnarumma. I think that he probably needs to get first-team football somewhere next season, wherever that is. I mean, if Spurs stay up, they'll definitely be looking for a new goalkeeper. So maybe it's Spurs. Who knows where it could be? It could be anywhere, basically. He's a good enough goalkeeper to play for most teams in the Premier League right now. But in terms of the other players, I mean, Bernardo Silva had a really, really good game. He started the season very, very poorly, I thought. I thought that in terms of the years that he's been at Man City, I thought his first half of the season was probably as bad a period that he's had at the club. But in the last month or so, he's been fantastic. And today, he was absolutely brilliant. In the first half, Rodri didn't get on the ball a lot. Couldn't get on the ball a lot, to be honest, because Liverpool started really well, and we'll get into that. But Bernardo Silva was the one that was getting on the ball and making them tick, along with Cherki, of course. And Cherki, what a player he is, man. I mean, every time he gets on the ball, he looks like he's going to do something dangerous. There was a point in, it must have been the second half, where he had the ball in their own corner, in Man City's corner, and he's somehow managed to get out of it, and he's lifted the fans up after that as well. He basically toys with every team he plays against. We saw him obviously juggling the ball against Arsenal. He got a lot of hate for that. I like it. I think it's brilliant. We need more excitement like that. Whether it's disrespectful or not, I don't really care. Like, you have the right to be disrespectful if you're absolutely battering a team, which Man City did against Arsenal, which Man City have done today. If you and your teammates are battering another team, then absolutely toy with them. If you don't want to get played with like that, then be better. It's quite simple. But he was a joke today. He, in this role where it's kind of Rodri and Bernardo Silva, Cherki and obviously Semenyo and whoever it is, Doku on the other side. Cherki has kind of a free role. The bloke just roams around anywhere he wants, picks the ball up in spaces. He's really hard to pick up for the defending team. And then when he's got the ball, he can just create something out of absolutely nothing. He is a serious, serious talent. Thought Semenyo had a really good game as well. And there have been games more recently when he's still picking up goals and assists, but his general play hasn't been great. Whereas today, he was actually really, really good. Obviously, he took his goal sensationally well. The finish was a joke. On his weak foot as such, don't really believe he's got much of a weak foot. We've seen this season, last season for Bournemouth, that his finishing on his left foot is also very good. But that finish today was a joke. And the positions that he was getting himself in on the ball, I thought he was a lot better. Typically, in the last few weeks or months or so, we've seen his general performances not be great. The ball doesn't stick when it goes to him. Today it did. Today he was good with it. He didn't lose the ball as much, and he provided some nice end product. Put some good balls in, of course, for one of the goals, and then he took his finish really, really well. But Erling Haaland is back. Erling Haaland is absolutely back. He took the penalty so well, a stark difference to the penalty the other end of the pitch, but he took the goal so well, the penalty. And then his other two finishes, again, just absolutely brilliant. He's getting himself in those positions off the back of a defender exactly where you want him. And he's now got the players who can pick him out. The likes of Cherki, the likes of Semenyo, the likes of Bernardo Silva, who are in positions and are getting the ball in positions to be able to pick him out. And Man City, if they have any chance of catching Arsenal in the Premier League, which I'm not sure they do, But if they have any chance, they need a firing Haaland. And this game would have helped that massively, massively. Because like I was mentioning before, it's not that it was an absolute domination for 90 minutes. At the start of the game, the first 15, 20 minutes, Liverpool were good. Liverpool were really good. The likes of Wirtz and Ekitike looked brilliant. They were on the ball, just flicking it here and there. They looked really, really confident for the first period of the game. Wirtz was picking up the ball in lovely spaces and being able to do quite a lot with it. Ekitike was getting himself in positions that were really dangerous. He was peeling off to the left a bit and then making a run more centrally. It looked really good from Liverpool. They couldn't get the goal, and ultimately they just let Man City get into the game after that. They needed a goal or two, for sure, whilst they were playing well in the first part of the game, and they just couldn't get it. But it did look quite good, and you thought this was going to be a really good, a really open game. It ended up not being that, of course. And maybe Van Dijk's challenge is potentially the reason for that, and maybe the cause of it, the start of it as such, because that challenge is so dumb, so pointless, and he really didn't have a good game at all today. None of the Liverpool defence really did, because Man City just carved them apart time after time. But Van Dijk is just so un-Van Dijk-like, that challenge. He's never usually a guy that will just rush into a challenge for no reason and just give away a penalty out of nowhere. He's usually so calm, so measured in his approach, but he doesn't look like the same player anymore. He just doesn't look like the same player anymore. I think his time at the top is probably done. I'm not sure he'll be able to get back there now, especially given his age. And it's not looking good for Liverpool in general, because Mo Salah, again, a terrible day for him. A terrible, terrible day for him. Obviously missed the penalty, and the penalty wasn't great. Looked not confident whatsoever over that penalty. Because before that, in the first half, he had a huge chance, a huge one-on-one chance, that he's just managed to somehow let the defender get back into it. He had all the time in the world. He's taken an extra touch out of nowhere, and all of a sudden the defender's back in. Last season, he would have buried that. Absolutely buried it without even thinking about it. He wouldn't have taken that extra touch. He would have just buried it. But this season, not so much. There was another one where he got the ball and just absolutely skied it. He really, really didn't have a good day. And this could be, again, we know he's leaving in the summer, so this is the end. But I'm not sure if you can even keep playing him at this point, especially if he's going to put in performances like that. And it kind of begs the question, what does Slot do now? What do Liverpool do now, I guess? I did a video on this a few weeks ago when Liverpool played Brighton, I think it was. I don't think you can sack Slot at this point, because Liverpool do look good at times. Like I said, at the start of the game, they had a period where they looked really good, really cohesive and linked together really, really well. But I'm not sure that Liverpool can go into next season with Arne Slot. It's going to be a transitional period regardless, because Van Dijk's coming towards the end. Salah's obviously leaving. And they're playing a different style of football as to what they were under Klopp and what they were last season, really. Because now the likes of Ekitike and Isak up front aren't the type of strikers that they used to have in there. They're used to a Bobby Firmino or a more false nine type striker. Even like Darwin Núñez was more of a link-up player as such. Obviously, his finishing wasn't always there, but he was more of a link-up player for these wide players to essentially excel. Whereas now they've got goal scorers through the middle. So they don't necessarily need these wide forwards to be putting up insane goal numbers. They maybe need more creative players out wide, which is why I think Salah's replacement is going to be quite important, because it doesn't necessarily need to be the best stylistic match to Salah. It needs to be someone who's going to work well with an Isak, with an Ekitike up front. Be really interesting. I think that Slot might go at the end of this season. I don't think you can sack him before the end of this season, but I think there is a real chance that he could go in the summer. Liverpool fans, let me know what you think in the comments. That is all for this one. Make sure you hit like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time for the West Ham game tomorrow.